Alright everybody, welcome back to Culz Book Reviews, or at least Culz Book Review Shorts, or Part 2. Because if you guys have kept up with the channel, we actually did like a kind of proper in-depth episode on this when the coalition with, the help of Mel put this together in a document that we could actually all read, where I really went in depth with, notes I was taking and stuff I found intriguing while reading this one. And like I said in that video, which there is a link above if you want to see more of like an in-depth episode, it's also kind of covered in the Gail Cooper books because it is referenced a lot as the unpublished, or at the time it was the unpublished works of Don Cline. So yeah, with the help of the Billy the Kid Historical Coalition, you can now actually get yourself a physical copy, which is really why I'm here today, just showing you guys. Now, I did get the hardcover, I believe it is a limited edition, mainly because I like the artwork kind of tying in with Cline's other works, but they also have it in paperback tying in more with the other works that they've published. Both really good. If you get either of them, you're in good hands. But yeah, I really wanted to come out today and just discuss the actual physical copy and how nice it really is. Alrighty, so up top we see the title, I Wasn't Billy the Kid. Great title for Brushy's story. Of course, we see the author, Don Cline, with the famed tintype of Billy there, and then a artistic rendering of Mr. Brushy Bill Ollie Roberts there. Again, this is in, if I put it here, I can just pop up one of Cline's other works, and you can see, again, why the style is the style that it is. Really cool. On the side there you see the Billy the Kid Historical Coalition logo, and then the title, I Wasn't Billy the Kid, and then Don Cline. Alright, so on the back cover we see I Wasn't Billy the Kid with the original Ollie Roberts headstone. This one is not what you're going to go and see today. It was changed to the what is it? It says William Henry Roberts, and then there's that like archway over it that says Billy the Kid, and of course it's decked out, people leaving stuff for who they think is Billy the Kid. Obviously, I don't know, I think if you read this book and you do even like the slightest bit of research, the story falls apart. There's lots of books that have gone into it. I know we've covered it. It feels like it's so easy to debunk. At some point you get to that point. But again, it's kind of just, it's in the heart. You like the more romanticized story. I think it's a very human trait. We want the outlaw to escape. Anyway, I'm getting derailed. My apologies. Below you see a little bit about it and, the manuscripts and why, they think it's important to, publish. Right there's the ISBN for you guys. And then, of course, the Billy the Kid Historical Coalition logo, as well as their website address. Alright, so the book itself clocks in at 143 pages. Something that's really nice is it actually has a bunch of sources at the end of each chapter, so you can see where the information is coming from, which is always super valuable for any of us that are doing research to actually be able to go back to see where it came from. It's very important when you're trying to do this kind of research. And as you can see as we flip through, yeah, it's a book, so lots of writing. Though there is pictures from time to time. There's one of Brushy and one of Don Cline that I'll show you. Right here is a picture if you've dug into the Brushy stuff or if you've been to the museum in Heiko like we have. It's Brushy in front of the headstone of the actual Billy the Kid. Of course, they're claiming this is Billy in front of his fake one, but now it's just Brushy in front of it. When he made his trip, you can see there. And right across from it is the dedication. I know I mentioned it in the deep dive, but I just want to come back and say, again, it says, the book is dedicated to the Roberts family, who've suffered under the shadow of a story that was never true. For years, the truth sat idle, kept quiet by those more interested in guarding their version of history, than setting things right. And I do think that is a very kind of important reminder, is a lot of people are like, well, you guys are telling Billy's story wrong. But if you're putting this out here and saying, oh, the family was wrong, you're really just kind of running their names through the mud, and they're dealing with it. Well, they dealt with it in their time, And, you know, it's not like this stuff is new. People didn't believe it back then. It's just, it's had a resurgence as of late. But yeah, we just got to remember the story and the stories we tell don't just affect the story or the people they're about, but the family members. It can change how people view them. You know, could be very good, honest, hardworking people. But if people start thinking they were perpetrating a cover-up or a lie, it just changes who they were. And it's never good. Like, let's try to focus on the facts. And then right here you can see is a picture of Donald Cline. Tells you when he was born December 22nd, 1931 and passed away March 14th, 2008. Not a whole long time ago. You can actually see, I'll kind of try to zoom up there. He is, and right below you see the famed Billy picture with a picture of Roberts. And is that a pair of shark jaws? It looks like tiger shark. I'm getting distracted. It's June. It means it's the anniversary of Jaws, but... And then, of course, there is an introduction by one of the members of the coalition, and that is James Townsend. You guys should, you know, at least know him if you just followed our channel, because he's appeared. He's been gracious enough to appear and just have some wonderful conversations. But he also runs the Chasing Billy YouTube, and obviously he's a part of the coalition. And so, yeah, he made a whole new introduction here that just kind of goes over the importance of getting this one published. So yeah, overall, I'm really excited to have this one now in the collection. Like I said, if you guys want like a more proper in-depth episode, I included a link at the beginning of the episode, but I'll also make sure to put a link in the description below so you guys can go check that out and really kind of get my thoughts on this whole thing. I do think it's really cool to finally have it in my collection. For a long time, it kind of was like that white whale. We'd see it noted here and there, the, you know, Don Cline's unpublished work, and yeah, it's not unpublished anymore. You can get it, it's on Amazon, or you can go to the coalition site itself. And like I said in that one video, and again at the beginning of this one, once you start doing research and see that even people at the time, it wasn't just like, oh, the newer researchers are trying to preserve their stuff. It's people back in the time didn't believe it either, you know, and it's not just with him pretending to be Billy, or, you know, this book goes over the time of him in Arkansas pretending to be Frank James just slightly after his death. And he also, we know, pretended to be part of the James gang with J. Frank Dalton. And I know some of the stories might be hard to corroborate, but once you start getting caught doing a lie a couple times, why do people trust it? You know, and it's not like Brushy's the only person to be a claimant. There's three kind of bigger name ones. Obviously, Brushy's the biggest, but John Miller, Walk Along Smith and John Miller in the same cemetery, which is kind of funny. They got two Billies there. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, at some point, you gotta just, if you want the true story, you gotta go by the facts, I think. And I think there's a lot of good arguments, and I know at points it seemed like maybe Cline was saying that maybe Morrison was duped by Brushy, but maybe not, you know. That's a story for another time. I'm excited to have it. Like I said, this is more of a kind of a short little overview of the book itself. I do recommend it, and make sure you guys go pick it up and support the coalition if you haven't. Go check out their YouTube videos. Lots of good stuff, and yeah, we'll be back. I would say this one, probably 7, 8 out of 10. It's a nice, easy, simple read, and it's great work that they're doing, you know, keeping Cline's work really untouched and just putting some more sources in there. It makes life a whole lot better. But if you guys want more Culz book reviews, click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click that link to your right, and don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read the I Wasn't Billy the Kid book yet? And is there a Brushy book that you think we should check out? Tell us in the comments below.